Hello everyone, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to knit the moss stitch. So what I'm going to try to do in this tutorial is show you the bigger perspective on how to understand how the moss stitch is created, because it's a very easy stitch and you don't have to remember it, you don't have to write it down. All you have to do is understand how it's made, and then you can continue making the stitch for however long you need to make it. So this is what the moss stitch looks like. Okay, there are many videos already on YouTube on how to create it, but as I said, I'm going to show you the bigger picture on how to understand how it's created, okay? So it's a fantastic stitch, it's very detailed, but it's very simple to do. It's a very textured stitch, right, which is great for all sorts of different projects. It's got these diamond looking lumps, which are fantastic. So let's begin. So the easiest way for me to explain how the moss stitch is for me to draw it out for you. So the first thing to note is it is done in 4 rows, okay? So it's very simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's all you have to do. We're going to look at it vertically and we're going to look at it horizontally, okay? So horizontally, it's done in a 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl fashion, okay? And the great thing about it is that it's a very flexible pattern. Okay, you can start with a purl, you can start with a knit, it doesn't matter, and you can have as many number of stitches as you like, and you can have even number of stitches, you can have odd number of stitches, it really doesn't matter. It's a very simple pattern, okay? So, horizontally it's a knit purl, so let's just draw this out for you. So these ovals are going to be my knit stitches, and these smiley faces are going to be my purls. Okay, so if we begin doing our knit stitches, knit purl, knit purl, knit purl, knit purl, knit purl, right? Knit purl, etc. all the way till you want to finish your thing, as many number of things as you like, okay? So you cast on. When you cast on, it is not your first row. Okay, casting on is just getting your stitches ready. You will begin your first row after you cast on. So in this next tutorial, I will have a 2-part video. The next video, I will show you how it's actually done. So this is more of the theory video, okay? So, row 1. So we cast on, we do row 1, okay? So as I said, this is done in 4 rows. So row 1, horizontally, we start with a knit or purl. In this case, I'm starting with a knit for this example. Purl, knit, etc. all the way till you finish. Then you turn your work over and you begin row 2. So for row 2, what we're going to do is look at it vertically. So that's horizontal. The whole pattern horizontally is going to be like that. Vertically, it's very simple. It's just 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls. Okay, for however long you want to make it. So here's our first knit. We know, so since the pattern is 2 knits, 2 purls, we have 1 knit here. We're going to have to do another knit. We have 1 purl, we're going to do another purl. We have a knit, purl, a purl. So you don't need to remember what you did the previous row. All you have to do is look at what you have right now. If you look at your stitches and you see that you have a knit, 1 knit, then you know that you're going to have to create another knit, because the pattern vertically, 2 knits, 2 purls, right? 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls vertically, okay? So if you look at your thing and you're on row 2, you have 1 knit, you know you're going to have to create another knit. You have 1 purl, you're going to have to create another purl. Right? You have 1 knit, you're going to have to create another knit. You have 1 purl, you're going to have to create another purl. Just look at your thing and see what you have. So that's row 2. Turn your work around, complete to the end, and begin row 3. So for row 3, it's basically repeating 1 and 2. Okay? So again, you don't have to remember what 1 and 2 were. You just have to look at what you have right now. So, in the case here, if we begin the first one here, we'll look at that we have 2 knits. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to have to do 2 purls next, right? because the pattern vertically is 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls. So for row 3, we're going to have to do if we see that we have 2 knits completed, begin our purl. Look at the next stitch. What do we have? We've got 2 purls. We know that we're going to have to do 2 knits. So let's begin a knit. Look at the next stitch. We have 2 knits. We're going to have to begin 2 purls, 1 purl, 2 purls, a knit, 2 knits, purl. Because in row 4, what we're going to do is finish the second knit or the second purl, right? So for row 3, let's just continue. 2 purls, we need a knit. Right, here we have 2 knits, we need a purl, etc. Okay? So you turn your work around, you finish row 3. And then for row 4, all you have to do is, again, just look at your piece. What do you have now? You don't have to look at what you did really in the past, or what step you're on. If you're on row 1, 2, 3, or 4, it doesn't really matter. Look at what you have now. Okay? For row 4, we have, well, this one's already done. We have 1 purl, so we create the second purl. We have 1 knit, so we know we're going to have to create 2 knits. Right? 2 purls, 2 knits. And we know the next one is going to be 2 purls, and then the next one is going to be 2 knits. If we look at the next stitch, right, we can see that it's 2 purls. So we have 2 knits, sorry, and then we have 1 purl. So we know we're going to have to create a second purl for row 4. 2 purls, a knit. We're going to have to create a second knit. 2 purls, 2 knits, right? Look at the next one. 2 knits, 2 purls, sorry, we have 1 knit. We know we're going to have to create a second knit. Oh, sorry, we missed this one, a second purl, right? And etc. We have 2 knits, we have 1 purl, we know we have to create a second purl. So that's vertically how we're going to do it. Then, once we're done row 4, we turn the work around, begin row 1 again. But again, you don't have to remember what row 1 was. You just have to see what you have right now. In the case of this, the next one, so this is row 4, by the way, okay? Row 4. So for row 1 again, we finished with 2 purls. So we know that the next one's we're going to have to create 2 knits, so we're going to have to create a knit. The next stitch, we see we ended off with 2 knits, so we know the next one we're going to have to create 2 purls, so we'll do a purl. The next one, we ended off with 2 purls, we know that we're going to have to create a knit. The next one, we ended off with 2 knits, we know that we're going to have to create a purl, etc. Right? And then for row, so that was for row 1 again. Then for row 2, let's look at here. We take any number of stitches, we go to any one we want, and we can see what we have to do next. 2 purls, 1 knit, we know that we're going to have to create a second knit, right? 2 knits, 1 purl, we know that we're going to have to create a second purl because the pattern is 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, right? Vertically. And horizontally, it's 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl. And that's how it is. So that is the moss stitch. That's it. You just have to look at what you have now. Do you have 2 knits? Do you have to create 2 purls next? Do you have 1 purl? Do you have to create the second purl? Do you have 1 knit? Or do you have 2 knits? Do you have 2 purls? Do you have 1 purl? What do you have to do next based on what you have? And that's what you have to do. Okay? Right? Okay? Vertically, once again, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls. Horizontally, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. And that's the pattern all the way around, okay? So thank you for watching, and please check out part 2 of this tutorial where I show you how to actually knit the moss stitch, starting with the casting on and some tips associated with this stitch, okay? Also subscribe to my channel. I have a fantastic project using this stitch coming out sometime in the new year. It's a wonderful, practical, amazing project, okay? And if you've checked out my other tutorials, you know that I do explain every step of the way. So a beginner can even work my tutorials. So subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos, and thank you for watching.